Leah, you know what they say?
What?
Summer bods are made in the winter.
I keep telling myself that.
That's what they say.
That is what they say.
And I'm supposed to be following that.
Aren't we all?
I've been trying to work out more. The motivation, I think, is the hardest thing.
That is the hardest thing. But a good thing if you find a self-improvement center like Jab and Flow on the Forgotten Mile in Rehoboth Beach, it's not so hard to find the motivation.
Yeah, for sure. They have some easier workouts, or if you're used to working out than we are.
If you want to challenge.
You're a little more fit, they have that too. But all ages, all experiences, they work with everybody.
That's right. And
uh-oh.
I feel like I'm feeling a little bit of a breeze here, right?
What could it
What's
be?
happening?
Is it Katie Zarrilli?
I think it is. Katie Zarrilli from our sister show, Delmarva Life, is taking over from here. She's hanging out at Jab and Flow. Katie, what's going on?
This segment of CoastLife is sponsored by Jab and Flow.
Paige and Leah, can you feel that wind? Whew. I'm pedal to the metal here on my bike at Jab and Flow in Rehoboth Beach on the Forgotten Mile. I'm hanging out with the owner and program director, Will Harris. Well, I'm gonna take a break so I can talk to you here.
Yep, I got you.
So here's the deal. Today we kind of want to talk and encourage people who getting in the gym isn't always easy. It's hard, it's intimidating to start. We want you to know we see you. We want to help you out of here. So can you kind of show us, if you're walking into that gym for the first time, maybe ever or maybe in a long time, what do you do? How do you start?
So, I mean, the hardest part, just like you said, is walking in the door, you know? So we recommend when you first get into the gym is just pick maybe 5 exercises that you address your entire body and stuff that is at your level, you know? So today we'll go over a few exercises that anybody can start with no matter what your fitness level is and kind of go from there.
Perfect, I love that. So we're starting here on this bike, right?
Yep, so the bike is an awesome tool to use, especially when people want to improve their cardio. The first thing they think about is running. And for a lot of people, if you haven't ran in a long time, like it can be a disaster for your knees, your ankles, your hips, all that type of stuff. So we like to start people off on something that's very low impact, which is a bike. So the bike will give you what you put into it. So, you know, you can hop on there and, you know, go for a short distance and at a leisurely pace, or you can kind of push it, you know, like you were just doing.
Yeah.
You know, and turn it into more of like a sprint, you know, on a bike. So it just depends on what you want to get out of it.
Okay, so how do I use this one here today? I was doing it right?
Yeah, absolutely, yeah. So that air bike, so what we like to do is just have everybody kind of just go for like a 20-second burst and then slow it down for a little bit.
Okay, so
yeah.
burst, like let's
so,
go.
Exactly, so whatever you got, yep, that's what you want to do is like try to go at whatever pace you can maintain for about 15, 20 seconds, and then you slow that pace down for another 15 to 20 seconds.
Tell me when it's been 15 seconds.
All right, we'll work on that.
Will.
All right, it's about close enough. All right,
Will.
you can slow it down a little bit. But again, you know, and that's the fun part about this is like you can go for 5 seconds if that's all you got. You can go for 10 seconds, you can go 15, and then week by week you start adding more to that and start making it more of a difficult workout by just, as your fitness level increases, add some more time to that interval.
Okay, now what?
All right, so always recommend doing some sort of lower body exercise, okay? So for a lot of people getting started, everybody usually has some sort of issues or imbalances. So what we like to start off with is just a very simple bilateral exercise, which is called a goblet squat. So I want you to grab that dumbbell for me.
Okay.
So you're gonna hold that dumbbell underneath your chin, okay? So what you wanna do is start off with about a shoulder width stance, and I'm gonna have you turn those toes out a little bit. And what you want to think about doing is if you were standing on a big piece of paper and you're trying to rip that paper apart, and what that's going to do is you're going to turn your glutes on, turn on your hamstrings, okay?
Okay.
And you want to think about squatting between your knees, not on top of them, all right? So let's go for it. Let's get a couple reps in. So a big breath in, and I want you to brace your core as tight as you can.
I always
Good.
forget to
Exhale
breathe.
out. Yep. Push your butt back. Get your hamstrings and glutes involved there. There we go. Awesome. Yep. Nice work.
Now, how can people know, like let's say you're not with them.
Yep.
How can they know that their form's right?
So what you always want to think about doing, again, is just full body engagement. Anything that you're doing, you shouldn't feel like the weight is like forcing you into the movement. So whether you're using a 10-pound dumbbell, 5-pound dumbbell, whatever that is, as long as you feel the target area is working, then you know you're doing something right, okay?
And about what's the reps?
So that depends on you, depends on, what you want to get out of it. So if you want to turn this into, more of a cardio workout, you can go with a lighter dumbbell and, do reps for maybe 30 seconds or a minute or so. If you want to focus a little bit more on strength, you can go with something a little heavier and maybe stop the reps at like 8. So you can do 5 to 8, 5 to 10, something like that. So it just depends on, what you want to get out of it.
I love it.
So super simple core exercise that literally anybody can do. And if you can't do it flat on the floor, you can put your hands on the bench, you can elevate it, make it a little bit easier for yourself. But what you can do is start off in a push-up position, if that's in your wheelhouse here. And we want to get some rotation going. So this is a crossbody mountain climber. So
here we
bring
go.
that knee as close to your elbow as you possibly can. Yep, whatever you got. And if those are too difficult for you starting out, you can just go straight ahead.
That makes it, and I like that it's slow.
Exactly, slow and under control. Everybody always wants to do everything fast, and they don't actually feel the muscle groups working that are supposed to be working. So the most important part is just being slow and under control. And then again, if you want to make that a little bit more difficult, get a little bit more rotation in there. Here.
And I like how you said, you know, if you're not up to the crossbody yet, you can start in a different way. And I think it can be intimidating, and you want to like walk into the gym and just do everything perfectly all the time.
Yeah, exactly, and that's unrealistic. You know, like our goal is making sure that everybody who steps in the gym just does what they're comfortable with. You know? And then again, as you start building your confidence, then you can start making things more complicated. But you know, the best workout that you can do is whatever one you're going to stick with. So.
That's right. I love that. All right, here's the deal, Will. I'm gonna take a quick break.
Okay.
Get a little water.
All right.
We come back. We got more exercises to do,
Yep,
right?
we got a couple more.
All right, more CoastLife on the way. Here at Jab and Flow.
Before the break, Katie Zarrilli was hanging out at Jab and Flow on the Forgotten Mile there in Rehoboth Beach. So much fun to be had. Don't forget they've got their glow night coming up. I think this weekend, actually. This Friday.
So excited. Yes, it's going to be so much fun. Last time we checked in with Katie, though, she was putting in a workout, but I think she's taking a little break.
I think she's slacking off.
Katie.
What are you doing, Katie?
Spring's almost here.
Get it together.
This segment of Coast Life is sponsored by Jab and Flow.
Hey guys, you're watching CoastLife. I am just taking a really quick break because I'm here at Jab and Flow working out with Will Harris. And
All right, break time's over.
Oh.
We got 2 more exercises to do.
Oh,
Put that
all
water
right,
down
all right.
and let's go. Let's get it moving.
okay, Will. All right,
We're
Will here
almost
is
done.
he's the owner and program director here, and he is putting me through it today.
All right, let's have a seat.
Okay. So before the break, we did cardio with the bike. We did the goblet squat.
Yep.
Legs.
And we
then
did
the
some
mountain
core
climber.
work. Yep.
Okay.
So now
So
we're
now
going to go into 2 upper body exercises.
upper body.
All right, so grab those dumbbells for me.
Got him.
All right, I want you to stretch those legs out in front as best as you can.
I
Okay,
am
so
not
from here,
flexible.
this is one of my favorite overhead pressing exercises because it also involves some core strength as well. All
right.
So I want you to press those dumbbells overhead, and I want you to think about getting your bicep behind your ear as you press. Yep, full range of motion.
Ooh,
Good. And a big breath in, nice and tight with your core, and fully exhale as you press overhead. Good. So now you'll also feel that those hamstrings are getting a little stretch as you're doing that as well. Yep. And your goal is to do your best not to fall backwards, okay? So it's a great exercise for helping improve your posture as well. Next one, you can actually just slide back just a little bit. We're gonna use those rings behind you.
Fun. Okay.
Okay.
Little crab
So
walk.
now we did some pressing. Now we're going to try to balance that out by doing a little bit of rowing, okay? So
Okay.
What a lot of people make a mistake with is just doing a lot of pressing exercises, and then they end up with rounded shoulders, ended up with shoulder pain. And to counterbalance that, you want to do some exercises that go the opposite plane of motion, okay?
Gotcha. So that's why we're doing 2 arm ones in a row,
Exactly.
kind of. Okay.
Yep. So what I want you to do is just slowly lean back, all right?
Lean it back.
Yep.
Like this.
There you go. And now fully extend those arms, and you want to feel yourself pulling your hands towards your body, okay? You want to feel like you're exactly utilizing the upper back muscles
Here we
to
go.
get yourself up there.
This
So
makes
now-
me feel very strong, Will.
So now you're doing an awesome job. You are strong. So we can make this a little easier if you need to by walking yourself backwards a little bit. So you can adjust the difficulty of this exercise just by
that's
adjusting your
nice.
positioning. Yep. So let's try a couple more.
Ooh.
And it's like once you get to those last few reps, you might need to scooch back even more just to finish it off.
Now, here's my question. As far as, I think these rings are wicked cool.
Yep.
But not every gym has rings, correct? So yours does, which is phenomenal. But what if you don't? Can you still do something similar?
So you can do something similar with the squat rack. If your gym doesn't have
Okay.
a squat rack, you need to find a new gym, all right? But hopefully your gym has a squat rack.
Right.
So we're gonna slide over here real quick.
Okay.
So same exact thing. I just want you to have a seat underneath the bar for a second. So you can use a barbell. If your gym has a Smith machine, you can use that. That's basically a squat rack with a bar attached to it.
Okay.
But anyway, I want you to reach on up and grab hold of that bar. And you can adjust the difficulty of this one same way by moving backwards. You
yeah.
can do it with your knees bent.
This
you can do whatever it
situation?
is. Yep, exactly.
Okay.
So you can make that a little easier or harder depending on where you are with your fitness.
yeah,
There we
that's
go.
right.
Yep, and lower yourself back as slowly as you can, and I want you to exhale as you pull yourself up.
As I pull.
Yep. Good. Yep. Back and under control. Good.
Now, you did a good job today designing this, and we had cardio, we had legs, abs, arms, all the things. If people wanted to do this on their own and maybe not do the exact same workout, the same exercises we did, how do you go about designing a workout that you're just going to do in the gym?
Well, first of all, just work with what you got. If you got a jump rope and you don't have a bike, you can totally use that. If you don't have a dumbbell, you might have a kettlebell laying around. You might have, I don't know, a jug of water or something, whatever it is you got, so you can replicate that movement with that. Pressing movement, if you don't have dumbbells, you can do push-ups. You want to counterbalance that with some sort of rowing movement. That can be a dumbbell row, that can be a ring row, it can be what we just did here. And then core exercises can be a plank, it can be hollow position hold, it can be sit-ups, it can be whatever it is, So I always just say pick an exercise for each part of your body, something that is within your ability level and something that you're going to stick with, and set a timer. You can work for 30 seconds, you can work for 40 seconds, and week by week start increasing that just to start building out your routine.
I feel like you never know how long 30 seconds is until you're doing an intense exercise.
Yep.
And is this the kind of workout that you would do? Obviously, you're pretty strong, Will, so is this
Yeah, I do the same exact things. We don't recommend anything to our clients that we don't do ourselves here. That's the most important thing, is just finding a full body routine that you can stick with, whether it's 2 days a week, 3 days a week, 4 days a week, whatever it is that you have. It's just better to do something than do nothing at all.
That's right. All right, well, I'm not gonna do nothing. I'm gonna keep going with this.
Squeeze a couple more in.
Squeeze a couple more in, that's
All
right. And
let's do it.
while I do this here, why don't you tell people, give them some motivation. What if they're nervous to even start for the first time? What would you say to them?
I mean, the hardest part is just getting into the gym the first time, is just walking through the door and figuring out something that you're going to stick with long term. The best workout that you can possibly do is whatever it is that you're going to stick with, So just find something that's fun to you. Again, whether that's jumping rope, riding a bike, rowing, something like that, running, whatever it is, all right? So find the exercises that you enjoy doing and make it something that you're going to stick with long term. And no matter how slow you go in the gym, you're still moving faster than anybody that's sitting on the couch judging.
That's right. I love it. So Paige and Leah, what are you guys doing?
Well, all right, to be fair, we called Katie out at the beginning of this because she was taking a well-deserved water break, and now she's calling us out because we're just sitting here on the couch.
Well, listen, I don't spend my whole life on the couch, Katie. Just most of it.
True, but we were talking the Pilates classes sound like a lot of fun because we've
Yes.
both been dipping our toe in the Pilates pool.
Yeah, we're trying to get that Pilates body going
That's
on.
right.
And we talked to Will about it last week, actually, when he was in here, and he let us know about their Pilates classes. So catch Leah and I.
That's right.
We're going to be fit by summer.
That's right. That's one of my favorite things about Jab and Flow is that they have so many different classes that you can take, whether it's yoga, Pilates, boxing, just any way to kind of get yourself fit. And it always looks so fun. And I can't tell you how much fun and nice and welcoming Will and John, one of their other coaches, are. Like they make it feel so easy, even though it's not.
You feel cool.
You feel cool.
Yeah,
you feel cool.
for sure.
But what else is going to make you feel cool? Sticking around for some more Coast Life. We've got a little bit more of that headed your way when we get back.